I'm no longer muted. Hi, everybody. Welcome to the stream. Welcome. I was muted. I'm sorry. But we are back with New Game Plus, guys. Um, just continuing on from where we left off. You guys might remember we effed up Leviathan last time. So that being said, let's get a quick countdown of how close we are to the next thingamaboob. Let's see. Here. Scroll. World Eaters. We just finished World Eaters, so we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 quests before the next one. So let's make it freaking happen, everybody. We're just gonna jump right in. Let's go. The Admiral has informed me of the arrangement. I have in my keeping a letter of introduction for Lady Ugiri. To the south stands a gate leading to a pier. Smaller fishing vessels. Look for an inconspicuous Hurrian man there and present this letter to him. He serves as gatekeeper of sorts. Now, before you go, I am obliged to remind you that the members of the fraternity to which you would be introduced abide in the shadows of Lementian society. They value their independence more highly than pirates, and are united by a bond stronger than mithril. To wit, they are invariably wary of new faces. Though it be penned by the admiral herself, mere words on parchment will get you only so far into their confidence. You must work for every ounce of trust they place in you. But here is the letter. Go to the aforementioned place and show it to the aforementioned man. Oh, and good luck. Where are we going? Do. Where are we going? Do. Okay, we're going this way. And we're off to see the wizard. Going to find us some ninjas. I think just come right around the corner here. There he is. Suspicious, shadowy woman, inconspicuous man. Got biz with me, Venture? Yeah, here's a letter. So, you're the man the Admiral sent word of. Hang on, just sing it. Sorry, a bit parched. I was hoping I might catch a glimpse of Thancred, too. Been a while since I saw his shy-eating grin. But with all the doe-eyed wenches about, I suspect he's got his hands full. Ah, and you must be the Far Easterner that Merlweb says wants to train with us. Welcome to Limsa, my lady. I am Ugiri of Doma. 'Tis an honor to make your acquaintance. I must confess, when I first learned of your organization, I had certain preconceptions as to the nature of your membership. It would seem I was mistaken. You're not the first person to say that, lass. Limsa's a city of pirates, to be sure, and pirates don't give two farts about keeping a spotless reputation. They hardly need a secret society to do their dirty work. Might be as my people and I keep to the shadows, but we've got nothing to be ashamed of. It's simply better for us, better for business that we remain unseen. And so you have developed fighting techniques suited to this purpose. I see. Know that the preconceptions of my art, too, are denizens of shadow. 'Tis in stealth that our strength lies. There is much we might learn from one another, I think. Then what in the seven hells are we waiting for? If you come with us, you geared what's it? We can get acquainted in more private surrounds. Huh, that didn't come out right, did it? Master PK Thunder, I shall remain with these people for a time, that I might study their ways. Though I am loath to be separated from my countrymen, I take solace in the knowledge that they are in the best of hands. You have been a true friend to us Domans. No words could suffice to express my gratitude. Ere long, I hope to begin imparting my martial knowledge to the people of Eorzea. When that time comes, it would be my honor to welcome you as a student. Yugiri has the air of a woman bursting with gratitude. Much and more has occurred since first I beheld Eorzea from the galleon's deck. Suffice it to say, I did not envisage being invited to play part in this noble struggle. But forgive me, I have kept you over long. Doubtless you have passing business of your own. Rest assured that I no longer require an escort in this land. When next you meet Lady Manfilia, pray relay to her my humblest thanks. Would that I could do so in person, but I must needs fulfill my promise to the Admiral. Till we meet again, Warrior of Light. Pray return to the Rising Stones. Sprintage. Oh, while we're here, I'm just gonna show this to you guys. It's gonna mess up my screen a little bit, but it shouldn't be too big of a deal. Oh, this doesn't count as a sanctuary. Hold on, guys. Let me go back outside right quick. Alright. So if you play on multiple platforms, or you have multiple characters, and you don't want to have to completely remake your HUD every single time, you have something here called configuration sharing. You'll hit upload, it'll give you a code, right? In this case, we're not going to upload, we're going to download. And the reason why we're downloading is because I already have a code. I just got to find it in my pictures. The codes do only last so long, so keep that in mind. I got to find the code. Hold on. I didn't think I'd be doing this, so I didn't really keep it pulled up like I probably should have. No, it's not that far back. Where the hell is this code at? I swear I just used it the other day, too. Oh, here it is. Alright, so with this code, very simple, right? You just retype it in. And here's the thing with this code, right? It can be shared across different characters, different worlds, and different accounts. So the code you're going to see on the screen is my code. It only lasts for so long. You are more than welcome to use it if you guys want. I don't care. It's just for my settings, the way I play. You can use it as a setup if you want, or however you wish. Keep this in mind as well, okay? With this code, it can mess with your hotbars. It can mess with a lot of things. I'll show you what it looks like here in just a second. So, HTOS DBYUATRY63Q. Okay, so there's the code. Hold on, I'm gonna leave. Oh, and it's wrong. The code is wrong. It's actually an I. I, not L. Capital I. Alright. That's the code. I'll leave it up on there for just a second so that y'all can do what you will with it. And confirm shared data. So here's the thing, right? It says the code expires on that date. Okay? Can't be used after that date. It says current character configuration will be overridden. Okay? Here's the things. Character configuration, individual macros, HUD layout, hotbars, shared macros, system config, miscellaneous. All this stuff is gonna be pulled in if you choose to apply all. If you don't want the HUD layout, don't worry about the HUD layout. You know what I mean? I'm gonna just pull everything. This is going to match my main character, Tintali, just to kind of show. Okay, so here we go. Ping. So now you'll see some hotbars over there. They're all crossed out and stuff. They're all crossed out because they don't exist. Those particular items don't exist. Everything else now matches. Even my hotbar itself changed, as you can see. So my sprint's changed. Where my Afflatus Misery is gone. I don't have the emote that I had down here before. It changes everything. Okay? Just kind of keep that in mind. Where's Wave? There it is. I have that on there just so I can wave to you guys when we first come in. But yeah, that's it. Like I said, normally when you're first doing your upload, you have to hit upload. And you can hit confirm shared data and decode. No shared data found. Okay? Because he has not uploaded anything and he's not going to. We pulled it from Tintali. So, but that's how that works. Makes it simple, makes it easy. And we're off. And we're off. We're off to see the Philia, the mini Philia. Da-dun, da-dun, da-dun. Into the Solar.
I have been reflecting upon the events which took place during our visit to Vilbrand. If you have a moment, I would share my conclusions with you. Please, bear with me. When the Sahagin Elder summoned Leviathan, he employed the power we have come to know as the Echo. Though I cannot well explain the how of it, it would seem he became immortal in so doing. When the Admiral subsequently slew him, his spirit emerged from his lifeless flesh, a consciousness shorn of physical form. Thus transfigured, he took up residence in the body of his minion with the ease of a man donning a favorite glove.
A favorite glove?
Long have I known that the Echo allows one to pass through the walls of a man's soul. But never did I imagine that it could free us from our own flesh. It was of...
Oh, I hit the thing.
And yet, though the Sahagin had mastered his gift and thereby become immortal, he was by no means invulnerable. As we both bore witness, he was ultimately absorbed into Leviathan. And the import of this observation? If the Ascians' mode of existence is indeed the same, it can be inferred that they too are not invulnerable, that they can be destroyed. There exists a legend which tells of souls who are reborn upon the cusp of each umbral calamity, that they might stay the encroaching darkness. To most, it is but a fairy tale, yet recent events have given me cause to wonder, could the legend in fact refer to the Echo? Much and more yet remains unknown, but I am confident that all will become clear in time. For the present, however, what matters is that the key to defeating the Ascians may at last be within sight. With Urianger's aid, it is my hope that I shall fathom this matter ere long.
Oh, speaking of Urianger.
Oh, I was just about to send for you, my friend. Is Artemis?
Grave tidings from the Sharlayan motherland, my lady. It doth concern our distant allies, the students of Baldessian.
Uh-oh. The ones that we couldn't
What
get a hold
of them?
My lady, the Isle of Val, which for many years hath been the Order's home, is no more.
No more? Whatever do you mean?
I relate only that which hath been conveyed unto me by our agents. An etheric wave of the highest magnitude was recorded in the region. Soon thereafter, 'twas observed that the isle had ceased to be. 'Tis postulated that a magic was evoked, like in power to Ultima.
12 preserve.
So they were wiped out.
If there are no other matters, I move that today's meeting be adjourned.
It is done, my lord. Forgive my impertinence, my lord, but these orders, I am uncertain as to what end they serve.
Revolution.
Revolution. Our friends, the very isle itself, everyone and everything. No, it avails us not to speculate. Orange will send word if there are any developments. Until such a time as he does, we must remain firmly focused on that which is within our power to change. With that in mind, I would speak of a different matter, one closer to home. It concerns the etheric fluctuations which we had previously attributed to good King Mugamog XII. That the king is no more is a blessing for which we have you to thank. Yet, all is not well in the Twelves Wood. Our latest readings reveal an ongoing etheric disturbance of considerable magnitude. They may even suggest the presence of a primal. Needless to say, the possibility warrants immediate investigation, and I would have you... Asilia, I do not wish to interrupt, but we have a problem. What manner of problem? A band of refugees hailing from Ul'dah this time are come to Revenant's Toll seeking asylum. It would seem they expect us to afford them the same treatment we gave the Domans. At present, they are in the seventh heaven. Awaiting a formal response. I see. Mayhap this was to be expected. I shall meet with them at once. Asilia, you know full well we haven't the resources to accommodate many more people. Consider what will happen if you do. If you do this, word will spread and more will follow. Your opinion is duly noted, but I will hear their suit. We're taking on too much. Way too much. Anyway, Piggy Thunder, I should be grateful for your presence at this meeting. Okay. Here we go. Oh, right here. Draggle-tailed something. I apologize for keeping you waiting. My name is Minfilia, and I lead the Scions of the Seventh Dawn. 'Twill be praised, it is you. We're ready and willing to work, same as the Domans. Just give us a task and we'll see it done. Pray calm yourselves. I appreciate your enthusiasm, but I know not of your situation. Beg your pardon, antecedent. I ain't so good with words. We've been living off scraps of Ul'dah for years now, trying to piece together a life to replace the ones which got took. They say there's work, but there's not for an honest man. Not as wouldn't sully his soul sooner than his palms, any road. The flames do what they can for us, of course, but it ain't near enough. And it's only getting worse. When the calamity brought us to our knees, those rich bastards in the city didn't help us up. They climbed on our backs. I don't pretend to be clever, but even I can see what's coming. I knew we had to run. The only question was where, and then it came to me, Revenant's Toll. I mean, you took them foreigners in, didn't you? So you'd surely do the same for us. I fear the situation is rather more complicated. While it is true that we accepted the Doman's petition for aid, that decision was the product of an extraordinary circumstance. I sympathize deeply with your plight, but pray understand that it is not possible for an organization of our means to aid all who have been affected by the calamity. And so it was with great regret that I must deny your request. But we've nowhere else to go. You're turning your back on us? If I might have a word. Tataru, is aught amiss? Ill tidings from Ul'dah, my lady. Alphinaud has been wounded. What? How? Is it serious? I cannot say for certain, but I fear it might be. According to the flames, the refugees stirred a riot, then went wild, apparently lashing out at any and everyone. That can't be right. Why would they? They must have been provoked. The demonstration was meant to be peaceful. 7 hells. Now the blades have an excuse. They'll round us up and kill us. They'll round us up and kill anyone who tries to resist. Antecedent, please, if you won't help us build a new life, at least help us keep the ones we've got. My lady, we're not ones to stand idly by and watch innocents suffer. However, until we know more of the circumstances surrounding this riot, I am not certain what aid, if any, we can provide. If the authorities determine that the refugees attacked without provocation, then those responsible will have to answer for their actions. How can you be so blind? Find Alphinaud and quickly. If he is in danger or worse, I would have you and none other by his side. Thank you. Pray do not concern yourself with the matter we are discussing earlier. Ida and Papilimo will see to it. Alphinaud is being treated at the Hourglass. Hurry, PK Thunder. Something is wrong. This doesn't seem right. Where's the Hourglass? Oh, the Hourglass is the Adventure Skill. Just a second, guys. I'm trying to fix something, and it's being dumb on the stream end. At least, I don't know about you guys, but on my end, it's showing like the audio levels are not doing what they should be doing. So I'm trying to fix it. It's like, at least in my headset, it sounds like it's, what's the word I'm looking for? Sounds like it's like staticky, almost. And so I'm trying to see what I can do to fix it. I'm trying to get my headset. I'm trying to like disconnect my headset and then reconnect it to see if that fixes it. Alright. So far the audio seems okay, so we'll just hope and pray from there and see what happens. I'm not gonna spend a million hours trying to mess with it too much. I heard you were injured.
Come, you must have gathered by now that Tataru is given to exaggeration. As you can see, I am quite well. Ul'dah, on the other hand, is not. This riot was anything but an isolated incident. There is a restlessness in the air. Tensions long simmering are at last threatening to boil over.
Are they now?
Ul'dah is a nation infamous for the great disparity between the wealthy and the poor. The majority of the populace accepts this state of affairs because they believe that every man bears responsibility for his own lot in life. To an Ul'dan, money is the foremost, and some would say the only measure of a man's worth. Small wonder that the wealthiest wield the greatest influence. So where do the refugees fit into this social hierarchy? What place is there for those who fled Alamigo and the destruction of the Calamity? Plainly, there is none. They have no wealth, no power, and no worth. To the Ul'dan way of thinking, they may as well not exist.
May as well not exist. You hear
Choosing to ignore their existence, however, is patently not an option. General Rauban and the Sultana understand this, which is why they ordered the Immortal Flames to provide the refugees aid and succor. Yet none would dispute that the expenses incurred by this policy grow by the day, with no end in sight. This has prompted more and more Ul'dans to question their obligation to aid these worthless wanderers. While more and more refugees have come to resent their treatment at the hands of the sneering citizenry. The manner of Lord Lolorito's refusal to grant the Dolmens asylum bespoke a disdain for all refugees, an attitude shared by the rest of the monetarists. And you may be sure they make no effort to conceal their opinions. It was only a matter of time before the refugees united in protest, nor is it any surprise that some among them would ultimately resort to violence. That the Immortal Flames should choose this of all occasions to engage in joint training exercises with the other Grand Companies. By the time they return, the situation may well have deteriorated beyond mending.
I think that was their plan all along. Wait till the Immortal Flames were gone. As I told you before, it was all but inevitable that an incident of this kind would eventually occur, given the rising tensions between the Sultanate. Nevertheless, I have reason to believe that this particular riot may not have begun spontaneously. Have I piqued your curiosity? Good. Then you will accompany to the Hall of Flames. I would hear what General Rabon has to say upon the matter. That was not the skill I was trying to use. Straight up just bennied myself, son of a bitch. And Benny has a long cooldown. 180 seconds. Whole 2-minute cooldown. Robon. Now is not a good time, PK Thunder. My hands are full dealing with the refugees. Precisely the matter we wish to discuss, General. Alphanon, back on your feet already. You may credit my swift recovery to your chirurgeons. My memories of the riot are still somewhat muddled. I trust you managed to regain control of the situation. Not entirely. We secured the city soon enough, but not before the unrest had spread to the surrounding territories. Pockets of resistance remain throughout Thanalan. We have sent what forces we can spare to root out the last of the belligerents. But progress is slow. They are damnably elusive. I can well imagine, given that the majority of refugees live outside the walls, it stands to reason that they would now lay off the land. What I do not understand is how they came to be so well prepared. Before my little accident, I observed that several of the refugees were armed, and not with butcher's knives or pitchforks, but with martial weaponry. I need hardly add that such equipment is costly. None can deny that tensions between the Uldan citizenry and the refugee population have increased since the Domans were turned away. But would that motivate a starving man to purchase arms in lieu of food? I think not. And what of those who have not even a single gil to spend? Who could not survive without the aid provided by the Immortal Flames? Surely they would sooner sell a weapon than bring it to bear against their benefactors. Come to the point. Very well. My point, General, is that this powder keg of discontent was not set alight by chance. These events were deliberately set in motion, and now order must be restored. That is my first duty. Until it is done, any investigation can wait. I do not have time to discuss this. My scouts will be returning anon. The General is no fool. He keeps his own counsel, and with good cause. Were he to claim, without necessary proof, that these riots were instigated by outside forces, the monetarists would accuse him of attempting to shirk responsibility. After all, he and the Sultana have been the most outspoken proponents of refugee aid. Regardless, they will face harsh criticism in the days ahead. Our allies may stumble upon the truth in time, but I have far more faith in your abilities, PK Thunder. Therefore, I propose we conduct our own investigation independent of the authorities. To that end, I would have you make inquiries in the settlements suspected of harboring belligerents. Commander Swift will know which they are, and he may balk at the request for such information, but I have no doubt that you can persuade him with your silver tongue. I, meanwhile, shall seek answers in my own way, after which we can regroup and share our findings. Well then, shall we? Commander Swift. You look as though you have something to say, PK Thunder. Do you? What you ask is no simple favor. Were such information to fall into the wrong hands, the lives of countless soldiers would be at risk. Even so, there is wisdom in your words. An able individual may be better suited to the task than a regiment. Very well. The Brass Blades have reported suspicious activity in the vicinity of Lost Hope. It may be unrelated to recent events, but we doubt it. I suggest you begin speaking to the Blades posted there. Is that Blackbrush? Yep. Where are we going? Over yonder. And what brings you here, adventurer? A search for refugees? Well, then you've come to the right place. Ah, you mean those refugees. Oh no, you won't find them here. Most of the people of Lost Hope have come to accept their situation and are content to pass the days in peace and quiet. Outsiders have trouble understanding that, like that merchant who passed through recently. Gregarious fellow, but awfully opinionated. Can't say I was sad to see him go. I didn't expect them to send you, PK Thunder. I take it this means someone has read my report. The refugees who left with the merchant have yet to return, and I am increasingly concerned that Zazawaka's suspicions were correct. You haven't the foggiest of what I'm talking about, do you? Never mind, speak with Zazawaka. He will explain everything. Who is Zazawaka? And will my dragon fit there? I mean, sure. Ah, don't hurt me, I'm not one of them. Wait, I know your face, and you not the man. Are you not the man from the Church of St. Umbra, Ladama? 1,000 pardons, my friend, I mistook you for one of the thugs who have been tormenting us. If Leofric bid you speak with me, then I take it you've agreed to help. 12 be praised for that, because we haven't a moment to waste. Everyone knows the flames are on the march. The others have fallen under the fanatic's spell, but not I. Promises of revolution and retribution, of holding the ruling class to account for taking that which is owed. Ha! A childish fantasy. I did everything I could to dissuade the others from leaving, but few would heed my words. Now that one of our idealists has returned, however, the madness of the merchant's plan is plain for all to see. Look behind yonder tent and you'll understand why. Even now, he babbles incoherently, so traumatized is he by the bloodshed he witnessed. Try as I might, I can make little sense of his words beyond the fact that he was not alone in surviving. Yet, I've no doubt that merchant will lead the remainder to their doom. I beg of you, find them before he does. What are you doing? No, don't draw, don't draw, don't draw, don't draw, don't draw. What? Why didn't you run away with me? Why? We could have escaped together, then you'd be here with me. Be here to soothe me. Why did you have to stay and leave me alone? You're alright, lad. You're alright. Thunder Thighs is here. Who are you? What do you want? Ah, it's true. I followed the merchant, and may the gods strike me down for my folly. What they will not give, you must take, he said. When we asked how, he revealed a cache of weapons he had brought and implored us to seize control of our fates. I thought about running then and there, but the others were so excited he split us into 2 groups, sent us off on our own. But when the flames found us, we didn't know what to do. Our leader tried to parley with theirs, but then they started arguing and then fighting, and then everyone was fighting, and the flames were shouting to give no quarter, and oh god, it's the other group. They're still out there. If we don't stop them, they'll be massacred like mine was. The other refugees are hiding in the caves south of Lost Hope, but to approach you'll need to be fruitless. They would sooner call us agents of the Sultanate and try to kill us than listen to reason. Why, the twins might even deign to do the deed themselves. A pox on all bloody sellswords. They were supposed to train us to fight, but the ones he sent with us vanished during the struggle. Oh, if only we had never listened to that merchant's ridiculous claims. He said our cause was righteous, that the gods would never suffer us to be defeated, though if they were forced to confront reality, that's it. Challenge the twins to combat and show my brethren that their strongest words are no match for one man. Mayhap then they will agree to lay down their arms and renounce this plot. I hit the wrong button. I meant to hit mount, not sprint. y'all talking about? This cave? Pretty sure it's this cave. Yep, there it is. 7 hells, they found us. Everyone grab your gear and make for the rendezvous point. So that's your game, is it? Haha, sorry to disappoint you, lad, but we're more than willing to kill you ourselves. Oh, yeah? Oh, yeah? How's that for killing me yourselves? Apparently I missed. We're just gonna do that, followed by that. You beat him like it was nothing. Thal almighty, what are we gonna do now? I'm lost, hold on. You've returned. Did you find my brethren? What are the twins? What happened? I see. Well, you had no choice. Better that a handful of them take a beating from you than the lot get butchered by the flames. Tell me, what did the merchant have to say when it was over? He wasn't there. Huh? But where else could he be? Unless he went to Stone's Throw to recruit others. The merchant wished to approach the refugees in Stone's Throw, but was waiting until the flames withdrew their forces from the vicinity. Now that they have, there's nothing to stop him from continuing his work. How many more must perish in pursuit of this futile cause? How much more suffering must we endure before it ends? Find him, convince him to cease his mad quest. It will surely lead us to ruin. I did it again. I hit sprint instead of mount. That's alright though. You can fly no higher. Good thing we have flight, because Stone's Throw is kind of a ways out. Have you seen my parents? They told me to stay here with the others. They said they'd be back soon, but it's been days. They left with the man from Ul'dah. The man said they were gonna change everything, make it so we could live inside the walls with everyone else. I liked it when he said that. I didn't like it when he talked about making the rich people pay. Everyone looked so angry and I got scared. Say, mister, are you looking for someone? I'm looking for a merchant. You mean the man who left with my parents? But I don't know where he... That's him right there. Get him. Wait, look over there. That's him. Well now, which of these gullible fools shall be my next victim? He's like, run! He's getting away. Get him, mister. Oh, don't worry. Me and my little pet, we gonna get him. And we're gonna do a barrel roll on the way. Hello. You okay? Why are you pursuing me? Because you're a sham. Sedition, treason, revolution. That's preposterous. Who has filled your head with these lies? Refugees? The self-same refugees who terrorize the streets of Ulda? Ha! You have no evidence to prove your accusations. None. No, I will not accompany you to the Hall of Flames. You have no right to detain me. Hey, bruh. For the sake of argument, let's say I did these things you claim. Surely, you don't think I give a Kirkern's arse about politics. It's why business, only business. He's trying to look for a way out. Oh, but then a guy with a bow. We both know I am not the one you want. However, if you agree to protect me, I swear I shall tell you everything. And now he's gone. What's all the commotion? 7 hells. Tell the others to spread out and search the area. The killer may still be close. Hold it, adventure. I would know more about your relationship with the victim, as well as the events leading to his death. Explain the situation. This man is responsible for recent riots. Mayhap we owe his murderer a debt of gratitude. In any case, it is obvious you are not the one whom we seek. You may carry on with your investigation, Scion. To the Hall of Flames. Oh, lordy. Right then. Oh, the Hall of Flames is this way. There's a female version. Hold on. So this dude is always here dancing, right? And now there's her. She's got the crown on her head. I mean, people always stand up here with him and dance with him. But it's the fact that she kind of went and got the crown to do the same thing with him. It's funny. What news, Pigate Thunder? Where's the merchant? Slain. Murdered. Damn it, the seventh hell. He was not simply murdered, Pigate Thunder. He was silenced. Too many knew his face, and he was ready to divulge his secrets. Do not despair, though. We may be closer to identifying the true orchestrator of these riots than you realize. The Flame General left word that you were to proceed to the Fragrant Chamber as soon as you return. He wishes to discuss your recent discoveries as well as the results of our own investigation. Master Alphinaud has already been informed and should be waiting for you outside. Pray proceed to the royal promenade with all haste and speak with Bartholomew. Bartholomew! No, come back, Emo Kid. I'm trying to look at you. That is Emo Kid. He's wearing the level 60 Dark Knight gear. Man. He must not have access to any of the XP earrings, because that's the first thing I'd be wearing. I have no poetics. I just realized that. Look at that. 0. What? Well, 300 and something. And who are you? And you have augmented courtly lover's cane, huh? The white maze weapon. It's actually the max level, or not max level. That's the that's the level 770, right? 780. White maze weapon, level 100. It's the best one you can craft right now, and get on the market board and stuff. Sapphire Avenue, Chamber of Hulu. We have been expecting you, sir. Please proceed inside.
Commander Swift has kept us apprised of your recent activities. You've made great strides towards quelling the violence.
Despite our best efforts to determine what provoked this uprising, the truth continues to elude us. Have you uncovered aught which might shed some light on the mystery?
This information does not leave this room. The Syndicate's decision to reject the Doman refugees' appeal for asylum had lasting repercussions. A number of those displaced by the Calamity claimed it was proof of a policy of discrimination. Together with a group of Alamegan refugees, they organized a series of demonstrations to protest against the Sultanate. Demonstrations which became heated, but did not descend into violence. Until a certain incident served as a call to arms.
A unit of brass blades sent to supervise a demonstration loosed arrows upon unarmed protesters. It was this atrocity which prompted the refugees to take up arms. I need not tell you what followed.
We assumed at first that the attack was born of a miscommunication. When emotions run high, they happen. But suspicions were raised regarding the unit's commanding officer, whom I ordered interrogated. Sure enough, our fears were soon confirmed. The dog confessed that a merchant had offered him coin to give the order. A merchant in the employ of Teleji Adeleji.
Teleji Adeleji. But he spoke in favor of the Doman's cause, and has ever seemed sympathetic towards the refugees' plight. Why would he do such a thing?
Know you of the Cartano Reclamation Bill? It is a proposal to annex the Cartano Flats so that refugees may establish permanent settlements.
When last I looked, that was disputed territory.
Aye. Some might even call it a battlefield. The destruction wrought by Bahamut was greatest at the Cartano Flats. That much is common knowledge. What is less well known is that his rampage laid bare ancient Alagon ruins, of which no record existed. There are certain differences of opinion as to how these ruins should be handled, which is why each nation maintains a military presence in the region to this day. Yet differ though we may, we are still allies.
It's actually where the PvP area is.
Therefore, in the interest of preserving the Eorzean alliance, we have reached an agreement. Any conflict which may arise during the course of military exercises in the region shall have no bearing on relations between our nations. In full knowledge of this delicate state of affairs, Teleji Adeleji proposed the Cartano Reclamation Bill. A shameless bloody ruse which stands to benefit him in but one conceivable way. If successful, he will gain control over the disputed territory under the guise of assisting in the resettlement effort. And you can be sure he'll build an orphanage next to every Alagon ruin.
The man would threaten the unity of the Eorzean alliance and risk countless lives for personal gain.
He walks a path all his own, independent of any faction and beholden to none of his fellows on the Syndicate.
By inciting the less fortunate to violence, he hopes to convince others that the Cartano Reclamation Bill is the only viable solution. His sympathy for the plight of the Domans was not but posturing to gain credibility with the refugees. Of that there can be no doubt.
Forgive me, but what could possibly motivate Teleji Adeleji to go to such lengths? What is so special about these ruins that he would risk his position on the Syndicate, and, most likely, charges of treason against the Sultanate?
Omega.
Pardon?
An Oligon monstrosity, not unlike the Ultima weapon. Mayhap larger, we know not. It has yet to be fully excavated. Oligon inscriptions indicate that it was created to fell Bahamut himself. If accurate, it might explain why Nail Van Darnus chose to bring the Red Moon down upon the Cotonou Flats. Given the ends he went to ensure Eorzea's annihilation, destroying the one weapon which could stay the Elder Primal may well have seemed like good sense.
When first I bore witness to the power of the Ultima weapon, I doubted the evidence of my senses. And now you tell me there is another such weapon, one which could contend with Bahamut. Bahamut!
Aye, we were skeptical ourselves. Truth be told, until the Ultima weapon's existence came to light, we thought the inscription had been mistranslated.
At present, Omega is more akin to a fossil than a tool of war, having long since ceased to function. As such, its true potential cannot accurately be gauged. However, if someone were to restore it, as the Garleans did the Ultima weapon, I have little doubt that he would wield untold power.
Power enough to subjugate Uldar like as not, and the rest of Eorzea besides, which is doubtless why Teleji Adeleji yearns to have it.
That he should aspire to world domination. He who has ever walked 2 paces behind Lord Lolorito in matters of commerce.
'Tis in acknowledgement of his own limitations that he seeks this power. Woe betide us all should we allow him to have it.
Yeah, if he gets Omega, he'll end up like ruling over everybody.
Pray waste no time chasing rats. Only a fool would believe that secrets can be kept in Uldar.
It would seem the implications of the Sultanate's refugee problem are rather more far-reaching than we assumed.
Duty complete. Stories we tell. I should be glad to know the truth, and yet the thought that all this chaos was the product of one man's lust for power sickens me. How long do you think they intend to hide the existence of Omega from the Scions? That they even felt the need to do so is most troubling. It would be in our best interest to learn more of the military activities in the disputed territories. You are, of course, the Scion best suited to this task, Private Thighs. Do take a moment and visit the Maelstrom Command and make inquiries at the earliest available opportunity. That's the PvP area. Be gone, whelp. This is no place for children. I'm sorry. Oh, that's the little girl that I talked to earlier, I think. Yeah, it's the little girl. Hi. I was looking for you, mister. You said you were looking for the man who left with my parents? You know this girl? Yes. So he excuse me, guys. Sorry. Oh, man. There's another one. Sorry. Excuse me. So he visited Stone's Throw as well, I see. Did you find the man? Were my parents with him? They were not, I am afraid. However, I can think of several places they might be. If you like, we can go look for them together. Really? You'll help me look, mister? Of course, but first, I must needs finish speaking with my friend. He's telling me a secret, you see. So no one else is allowed to listen. Maybe you could wait for me over by that pillar over there? We require but a moment. Okay, mister, I'll be waiting. I'll take her to the quicksand. Mayhap Momodi will know what to do. A legion of Garleans, an Aether-starved primal, even dealing with an Ascian would be preferable to this charade. Sometimes I fear Minfilia is too ambitious. We rush hither and yon in response to threats as they arise, without concern for the strain it places on our limited resources, and ourselves. Mayhap the time has come for a change. Schwam, schwam, schwam. PK Thunder, this is Minfilia. I know this is sudden, but I must speak with you. But I must ask you return to the Revenant's Toll with all due haste. The situation in the 12th Wood has taken a turn for the worse. I will explain in detail when you arrive. The 12th Wood. Then the primal threat she spoke of before has been confirmed. I have received no reports of Ixali activity, which leaves the Sylphs. Go, Pika Thunder. You know as well as I that the appearance of a primal takes precedence over all else. And when you arrive, do inform the Antecedent that while I am grateful for her concern, she needn't fear for my safety. I am more than capable of protecting myself. Timardena. So the one thing that, I mean, I think we've explained this before, but I can't remember, so I'll just explain it again. The one thing you'll realize about places like Mordona, right? So Mordona, hold on. So Mordona, Idleshire? Yeah, Mordona, Idleshire. Rogger's Reach. Yulmore. And Razadhan. And later, what is the place called? It's called, well, I don't want to spoil that one for you, but there's one in Dawn Trail stuff too. There is one place per expansion that does not have a market board. You see? No market board. These are like the end game areas pretty much. They do have summoning bells, but there is no market board. There's a reason for that. They don't want you to be the places to get overly crowded, that it causes lags and stuff like that, or causes them to have to open different instances and things of that nature. Tombstones of Poetic Special Arms. Yes. Hold on. Fledgling Dodo. Just some minions. Should I wear this, guys? Oh, it doesn't show up. Anyway, moving on. But yeah, it's literally just placed that way so that you can't sit here forever. Because they know that people need a market board. People need market boards to do certain things, especially crafting. Most of the time, you're gonna need a market board to craft. Just is what it is. So just kind of keep that in mind. If you're looking for a market board, you're not going to find it in the end game like hub areas. It's only going to be in major locations. It is a relief to see you healthy and hail, PK Thunder. The latest news from Ul'dah was most disturbing. Clearly the only injury Alphinaud suffered was to his ego. Doubtless it will heal ere long. The other sirens will need to be present for this meeting. If you are ready to begin, I will summon them now. The Lord of Levin. Thank you for responding to my call with such haste. Rest assured, I should not have summoned you all if it were not urgent. To business then. I have received some most disturbing news from the Order of Twin Adder. They have reason to believe that the Sylphs may have called forth their revered guardian, the Primal Ramu. I'm sorry? May have? Then it is not certain? The Elder Seats here informs us that the elements themselves murmur of Lord of Levin's return into the forest. The Sylph lands, however, display no signs of undue commotion. Forgive me, Antecedent, but the fact but that fact need not contradict the elemental's testimony. Unlike his more bellicose compeers, Garuda and so on, Ramu is reputed to act only in the defense of his children. I imagine he would soon make his presence known if any were foolish enough to directly engage the sylphs or their territory. The abruptness of this development concerned me. Were we not keeping a close watch on the touched ones and their movements? If preparations for a summoning ritual were indeed underway, 'twould surely not have escaped your notice. Oh, it didn't. I was pretty sure it was going to happen, just not this soon. I beg your pardon, you first saw this eventuality and did not to prevent it? I told Papa Limo. I suppose I could have reported things to Menphilia earlier, but there honestly wasn't much we could do except wait and see. You know how the Sylphs feel about people poking around their territory. They already summoned Ramu once right after the calamity, but that was because the Garleans came traipsing through their forest. And so long as Casham Orient stands, the Sylphs cannot be blamed for wishing to have their guardian deity on hand. In short, Ida and I are in agreement. The actions of the forest folk were inevitable and unavoidable. And I maintain that observation would have remained the best policy had it not been for the sudden influx of strangers into the Black Shroud. That, alas, we did not foresee. By all accounts, the recent violence in Ul'dah drove a number of refugees to seek shelter under the concealing canopy of the trees. 'Tis like that the Sylphs perceived this panicked migration as yet another invasion and quickened their efforts to summon their god. I am put in mind of Titan and the kobolds. Once again, it is the affairs of men which have paved the way for a primal's coming. Indeed, one cannot help but wonder what manner of place Eorzea would be without the cult of the civilizing influence of mankind, but be that as it may, this regrettable development does afford us a unique opportunity. Peaky Thunder, through your dealings with the Sylphs of Little Solace, you once succeeded in preventing an untimely conflict with Gridania. I wonder, might one who has treated with the Sylphs so fruitfully in the past not achieve similar success with the patron deity? If Ramu can be convinced of your intentions, it may be the first step to breaking the cycle of primal summoning. A fond hope. Were such a thing possible, we would not have been at war with the Beastmen since time immemorial. But mayhap this time we can. Let us continue this discussion anon. We must needs first consult with the nation most affected by Ramu's presence. The Elder Seaseer has requested your personal involvement, PK Thunder. Pray report to the Commander Helix at the Adder's Nest as soon as you are able. To Gridania. Steel yourself for the worst. While I hope for a peaceful resolution to this matter, experience suggests that your meeting with the Lord 11 will prove less than amicable. In such an event, your fellow Scions will, of course, lend you whatever support you require. To Gridania. And now we sprintage. That's a cute little outfit. Ooh, what are those? Grand Champions something? Try on. Oh, she has them glammed or something. Oh, that's fucking awesome. Look at those things. They're like big old gauntlets. That's cool. And who am I talking to? To you! PK of the Scions, your arrival has been most anticipated. The appearance of the primals has ever caused for alarm and unease. Though my men stand ready for any eventuality, I know of none more qualified than you to snuff out this threat. Indeed, I would have you do so without delay. The Elder Seedseer, however, would speak with you first. She is of the opinion that your diplomatic rather than martial skills may better serve our cause. I will leave further explanation to our learned leader. Pray make your way to Nufficus altar. The conjurer in the attendance will admit you to the lotus stand. Somebody asked a question and I missed it. And you get to first lieutenant. Hunting log, I think. After that, it's squadrons. Oh, okay. I've been working on squadrons recently. So for those that don't know, squadrons was kind of like what the trust was like what trust were until they actually made trust. So yeah, it was weird though, because just like the way it worked and everything, it was a little weird. I never got too far into it. I don't know a whole lot of people that really did, unless that's something that you were trying to do, but yeah.
Scions of the Seventh Dawn, on behalf of the people of Gridania, I bid you welcome. Your presence is of great comfort to us all in these days of uncertainty. I summoned you here to share tidings of a most urgent nature. But a short while ago, the great elemental spoke, and his voice was clarion in its intensity. Ramu is returned unto the forest.
Ramu is here.
Scarce had his words ceased to echo in mine ears when we were visited by an emissary from Little Solace. Our guest informs us that the sylphs too have sensed the presence of the Lord of Levin. Though his exact whereabouts remain unknown, we may safely assume that the primal was summoned within the heart of the Sylphlands. Unlike the other primals you have encountered, Lord Ramu is no raging avatar of destruction. He is revered as much for his wisdom as his strength, serving as both arbiter and guardian to his children. Given that we and the Sylphs found a way to share the 12's wood, it is my hope that this sagely immortal will be amenable to reason, and that conflict may be avoided. Blessed as you are with the power of the Echo, you are one of the few among us who may commune with a primal without fear of influence. I would ask, therefore, that you represent us in this most delicate of negotiations. The 12's wood has suffered enough. Upon this, we and the Sylphs, and I would venture Lord Ramu himself, are in perfect accord. Let us not endanger our shared home by engaging in unnecessary hostilities.
Now we're gonna fight.
Dear friend, I beseech you,
We're just gonna fight
safeguard
it,
the
it's
peace which exists between our peoples.
I'm gonna chit chat with him, be like, "Sup, dog?" And he'd be like, "Die, bitch." And I'm like, "All right, cool." Look at her. Look at the little sylph
You have
dancing.
my thanks. Pray make for Little Solace, then. A member of the Order of the Twin Adder awaits you there. He will advise you on how to find the Lord of Levin.
I mean, primals are pretty big.
An ill wind blows through the forest.
Shouldn't be too hard to find him. Just fly over the
Yet-
forest. I'll find him.
It is not only the 12's wood that flinches at its coming. All the lands Vaorzia shiver in dread anticipation. Have care.
Patient. To Little Solace. For that we gotta go to Hawthorne Hut? I think it's Hawthorne Hut. Yeah, it's Hawthorne Hut. I was right. So I just went. Ping. And now we fly. Let's ride. He is under the signs. I was told to expect you. I understand you go to treat with the primal Ramu himself, an unenviable task, but one for which I have no doubt you are well suited. I have been told that your fellow Scions are conducting an investigation of the area as we speak, that we might ascertain the location where the Lord of Levin might be found. I would ask that you abide here until they return with their findings. Levin an impression. Levin an impression. I was told that a messenger would be sent soon as your fellow Scions finish their investigation. I do not imagine it will be much longer. This one returns with good tidings. Wise ones have finished searching and have wisely identified the precise location where the touched ones summoned Lord Ramu. Your timing is impeccable, my fluttery friend. Might you be so kind as to escort this good man to his fellow Scions? It would be this one's pleasure, Walking One. Please come with this one. Time to fight Ramu. Ah, there he is. Wise ones have ventured deep within Sylphlands. This one must proceed carefully and keep an eye out for touched ones. We ride on a Sheba. This one is most sorry, but this one can go no further. Draw too close to Lord Ramu, and this one may turn mean and nasty like touched ones. And so this one must say farewell for now. Walking One will find wise ones not far from here. To the south, go in safety, Walking One. I didn't mean to sprint. We ride! So it's actually you. I'm relieved. For a moment, I thought we were dealing with another one of those confounded sylph tricksters. I swear, with them wreaking havoc on their skin with their skin-changing magics, it's a wonder I was able to finish taking my measurements. Yes, it was quite the ordeal. You should have seen the look on Yustola's face when the one impersonating you suddenly showed up. That's quite enough, Papa Limo. Ahem, my apologies. It's not like me to ramble so. At any rate, as I was saying, I have finished measuring etheric activity in the area, and I'm pleased to say I've reached the indisputable conclusion to wit, the Ramu was called forth in the vicinity of the Sylph's Aetherite. Come, PK Thunder, the Lord 11 awaits. It's time to fight him.
Thine order betrays thee, servant of hiding. Thou art the bringer of light, bane of Ifrit, Titan, Garuda, and Leviathan. I am Ramu, guardian of the children of the forest. Thou tramplest upon sacred soil, bringer of light. By what right doth man intrude in this sanctuary of the sylphs?
explains, I'm not here to hurt nobody.
Redanians proffer peace? Their words are born of delusion. Thine offer an insult.
Good sir! Just in time. You want to come join me to fight Ramu?
Thou speakest of harmony, yet carest not for my children's desires. They did but wish to dwell beneath these boughs in solitude. Yet even that was too much to ask of man. Thus did they turn to me for succor. The sentence I pronounce upon thy kind is just.
Oh yeah, we're gonna unsync it. He'll die pretty fast.
Matters not. The good intent of one excuseth not the misdeeds of the other. Thy conflict hath brought naught but anguish and misery unto the forest. All blame doth lie with the darkness that resideth in the breast of man. Whence sprung this calamitous seed? In the beginning no such duality existed. Were light and dark given form when man was born? It would explain much. Not least why strife and sorrow follow ever in thy wake. Thou canst not deny the urgings of thine own nature. Knowing that thy mere presence here portendeth tragedy, wilt thou persist in this pretense of peacemaking?
Uh-huh.
Thou bearest the crystal which I bestowed upon my wayward charges, that they should entrust so precious a gift to thee. Thou standest apart from thy kin. Thou art the bringer of light, aye, but there is something more in thee. Very well. I shall consider thy proposal, shouldst thou survive my trial. If thou wouldst champion the cause of harmony, I must have proof that thou art fit to play the role. Wither mine ire, and prove to me thereby that thou hast strength enough to stay the darkness which threateneth to consume thee. Yet if thou shouldst be found wanting, know that all men shall perish in the storm of my judgment. Come to me, bringer of light. I shall await thee on the field of battle.
Here we go.
Urianger, it is rare indeed to find you so far from a tome.
The Lord of Levin himself. Never till this day had I looked upon his visage, save in painted renderings made faint by time. Ever shall this scene remain etched in my mind's eye. Beg pardon, my lady. I must beg thine aid on a point of research. If thou art resolved to face Lord Ramu, I would ask thy leave to observe the event.
I'm like, yeah, sure, why not? I got him. The striking three hard, now accessible. Join the party for the commit Lala felonies. Hold on, where is the Lala? Where is he? Donde está? Hold on, let me Let me, hold on. Hold on, let me go here. Go to the Discord. Go to this portion of the Discord. Scroll it. I scrolled too far. Damn, hold on. I found the Discord. I don't know if they can hear you yet. Hold on.
I don't know yet either.
Yes, they can, because, I mean, the levels are showing up in the chat. They should be able to hear you. It's quite loud.
I can hear it. I'm watching the stream. I am very loud, yes.
I'm going to turn you down, sir. Sprechen Sie Deutsch?
No, I don't speak German.
Okay. Alright.
Alright.
Unsynced Lord of Levin. Let's get it! I'm going in as my alt class, though. The Juames.
Why?
That's just what I've been doing the New Game Plus stuff as.
Oh.
I'm just gonna show up and hit him with a Flatus Misery right when we walk in anyway, so. It may not one-shot, but it'll do some damage.
Striking tree hard. Yep, unsynced.
Commence. Ready, go. Oh yeah, he goes in bottom. I forgot.
Yeah,
I forgot.
Didn't kill him fast enough.
Not quite. It's fine. Oh, I've been terrored. 'Cause it's terror time again. Oh, he's still in bone, huh?
He's still in bone, yeah. He's doing his attack. There it is. Now he's good. Get him.
Back him up, break his kneecap, crush his windpipe.
Yes.
Good bad renew. And we did it! We did it! We did it! Yay! Da 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 da. Reminisce 38 seconds. Not bad, not bad, not bad.
I have taken thy measure, bringer of light.
I'm gonna do this. Yeah, I can't stay long. I gotta go.
And I judge thee a worthy champion.
No worries.
The task of excising the sin that hath taken root in man's heart is thine.
But since I'm on,
Shrink not from employing thy strength in service to the forest and the wider realm beyond. Like hungering shadows do the enemies of harmony gather, and meekness will but feed them. If man is to be delivered from the dark, it shall be by thy guiding light alone. Stray not from the path, for if thou dost, thy people shall be truly lost.
And there's Oriange.
Thou hast slain the Lord of Levin.
wow, we had time to leave that
A
Denny's.
regrettable
I know.
act, but a necessary
That's
one.
so silly.
More than enough time. He finished his Grand Slam and came home.
In witnessing
He's got
thy
heartburn
struggle,
like nothing
the
else
truth
right now.
hath been revealed unto me. If I mistake not, it may yet prove a chink in the eternal armor of the Asians.
Oh yeah? A chink
But
in the
let us
eternal
conclude our
armor, you
present
say.
business. I shall expound upon my findings at the Rising Stones anon.
Pray return to the Rising Stones. Actually, I have to go to Little Solace first, I think. Yeah. Be faster just to teleport to Hawthorne Hut and then fly to Little Solace. Iranthi has logged in. You're too strong for this fate.
Yeah, I'm gonna go I'm taking my hot bars in my hut and everything from Iranthi and putting it on.
That's a good point. You might as well.
I
Piggy
figured
Thunder.
you were gonna do that for.
I just did.
PK Thunder, too.
I did it at the beginning of the stream. I kind of showed it off. I was like, so this is how it works. Blah 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 blah, and typed it in and stuff. And I was like, and if anybody wants my hot bars, here you go. I was like, it's good until
Yeah.
I was like, it's good until June 1st.
Yeah, that's like a week from now.
Yeah, a few days, yeah. 7 days, yeah. Literally a week, yeah. PK Thunder, you have returned. Day I ask how Ramu received your visit. I killed him. What? You did what? He challenged you to a test of arms. It is well, then, that you have some experience in such matters. The peoples of both Gridania and Little Solace will be relieved to hear that the Lord 11 has accepted you as the Forest Champion of Peace. You have performed a monumental duty this day, PK Thunder. The Elder Seed Seer must be informed of your deeds at once. The Elder Seed Seer will wish to hear of your experiences firsthand. Pray return to Gridania and make directly for the Lotus Stand. The Conjurer at the Nothica's altar will be expecting you. Farewell, PK Thunder. To Gridania. To the grid. I'm not terribly far away from catching up everything that we lost prior to this. Welcome back, Honored Scion. We who knew of your mission have been most anxious to see you return. The Elder Seed Seer awaits you within. Proceed to the Lotus Stand. Sprintage! No, not Yestola.
You always want to talk to Yestola.
You are
facts.
returned to us,
Ooh,
dear
voiceover,
friend,
hell yeah.
and none the worse for bearing the heavy burden which I did press upon you. Most glad am I of this. I am informed that your efforts to negotiate a peace with Lord Ramu ended in conflict. Pray tell me, what befell?
I kicked his butt.
Ramu
That's
made
what
trial
befell him.
of you? I fear there is truth to his claim. It is the darkness within us that attracts the darkness without.
The darkness. Hiss, hiss.
It cannot be denied that misfortune follows man. For evidence, one need only look to the conflict brewing in Cartano, or to the rising flood of refugees. Our shared struggle against the Empire should have served to seal our union. Yet the ties which bind the Alliance strain under the weight of gross self-interest. As the scars of the calamity begin to fade, so too does our sense of common purpose. Yet now is scarce the time to forget our shared responsibility. If this new-sprung realm is to survive beyond its infancy, it must needs be nurtured by all. Eorzea must be as one, yet I fear that dream is still far off. On behalf of the people of Gridania and the elementals both, I thank you for all that you and your fellow scions have done.
Hey, not a problem, not a problem. That's what I'm
Full
here for.
oft have I been compelled to look to you for aid of late, and offered all too little in return. As leader of this nation, I shall endeavor to prove a more worthy ally to your cause henceforth. Lord Ramu has departed, yet the keening of this ill wind grows no less insistent. Voices of the forest, pray speak and I shall listen. What unseen evil begets this unease in my heart?
Oh. Bonjour. There's the Lala. There he is. Look at him in all his glory. Hello, Imperial Nuisance. Absolutely. And you're a part of Sunny. You're no longer a part of the righteous dream.
No.
Anyway,
No. My buddy needed help setting one up, so.
I remember. I think I remember you saying that.
Yeah.
But that he is, all of us, that he has been so long since we've seen him. Oh yeah, flex it out. Yeah, get it. Yeah, that's it. That's it. But yeah, there he is.
All right, bye.
Goodbye. Papa Limo. Thus ends another daunting mission, eh, PK Thunder? I'd hoped Lord Ramu could be persuaded with words alone, but nonetheless, I can only admire the adroitness with which you respond to the Primal's sudden challenge, and it seems that Urianger too was pleased with the outcome. What say you, PK Thunder? Shall we gather back at the Rising Stones and ponder the lessons of the day? You mean pray return to the Rising Stones? Sure. It's my free location anyway.
Ew.
I think Razathan is my PlayStation Plus one right now.
Oh, that's enough PlayStation for the day. I'm surprised you didn't grind out the last 2.
I know, I only need 2 more. I really I'm considering it, but it'll probably be later.
So disappointed.
You
should have started with that.
It'll probably be when I go to work. I'm trying to catch this up. So once I can get this done, then all I have to worry about after that is finding time for the both of us to grind out Dawn Trail. Welcome back, PK Thunder. Word of your momentous encounter with Lord Ramu precedes you. I would fain share news of mine own, but Urianger's discoveries may take precedence. Upon witnessing your defeat of the Lord 11, our learned companion was struck with a profound insight regarding the nature of the Ascian's immortality. Let us assemble and discuss his observations together.
Alright, well, you have fun. I'm heading back out into the great blue
If
yonder.
everyone is ready, let us begin.
Well, have fun, sir.
See you later.
Urianger, the floor is yours.
Floor is his.
As all here assembled now know, in its final hours as our Order's headquarters, the Waking Sands did play host to a most unexpected visitor. I speak of the Ascian clad in white, Elidibus. Unwelcome though his presence was, his words that day did serve to confirm a truth long suspected, that the Ascians are eternal beings, to whom physical destruction is as a temporary inconvenience.
In the intervening time, Urianger and I have striven to discover a means by which the Ascians might more permanently be slain.
And 'tis my belief that we have found the thread that will allow us to unravel the twisted skein of their existence. In the moments prior to Leviathan's most recent manifestation, the Sahagin elder who summoned him was observed to undergo some manner of ascension. The etheric readings taken by Y'shtola at the time of this transfiguration have proven most enlightening.
The disruption to the flow of ether was sudden and dramatic. So tangible was the agitation, I scarce had need of my goggles.
The significance of Y'shtola's readings might better be understood in the context of mine own, taken at the instant of the Lord of Levin's demise. Unlike the Primal, the Sahagin was not subject to etheric dissipation.
Before discussing our new discoveries, it may benefit us all to recall what we know of etheric behavior. Let us begin at what some might call the end. When we who dwell in the material realm die, our spirits dissolve into the flow of ether and are returned to the ethereal realm. In turn, the restless energy which suffuses that plane streams back into our world, giving rise to new life.
To new life, aka a child.
'Tis as the heavens did decree, the way of all mortal souls.
In a way,
Twixt this
basically,
world and the
reincarnation.
next do the ethereal currents swirl, bearing the very essence of life. Thus doth the cycle of birth, death, and rebirth continue unabated.
Primals behave somewhat differently. In order to manifest and then maintain a physical presence in this realm, they must consume vast quantities of ether, most often in the form of crystals. Though they may seem to live, their flesh is but ether given shape. Thus, a defeated primal leaves behind no broken corpse. Rather, the essence of its form seeps back into the land whence it came, and the energy of its shattered spirit is called back to the ethereal realm.
And there it waiteth, till next the prayers of the faithful do draw it forth from the sea of ether, to take their offering of crystals and make for itself a new body.
I like how they had to give us that
Which
little
brings us
explanation.
on to the third group, the so-called immortals. They exist in a manner all their own.
Quite. Even as the Sahagin Elder fell to the Admiral's musket shot, I witnessed the release of an ethereal cloud, which immediately took possession of a nearby minion.
A soul that dissipateth not upon the death of the flesh.
The secret of life everlasting, and in the claws of a Sahagin no less. But I wonder, what would happen to one of these obstinate spirits should there be no suitable host for it to claim?
If mortal death entails a return to the ethereal realm, it seems doubtful that the soul of an immortal would venture there.
Nay, it merely withdraweth a distance, unto the shore of the ethereal sea, perchance, but no further.
Yes, it exists in neither this realm nor the next, abiding instead in the space that lies between them. The Ascians took control of Thancred by means of a crystal of darkness, an artifact which, if our theories are correct, serves as a gateway to the place I have just described.
I was hoping people had forgotten about that.
I am sorry, my friend.
For a mercy, the weary road of our research hath brought us unto an answer.
The Sahagin ascended to an immortal state, but he did not possess a crystal of darkness through which to flee this realm. Thus was he consumed by Leviathan. If we could entrap the spirits of defeated Ascians in like manner, and thereby deny them resurrection...
Therein lieth the path to victory. Thou art most perceptive, my lady. Only when we have trapped the bodiless soul within an ethereal prison can we hope to defeat its unnatural constancy. Thus might even an eternal paragon be consigned to oblivion.
These feats are, of course, far easier said than done. At present, we lack a viable means to entrap and extinguish an Ascian soul. Yet, I believe it to be possible. The pieces of the puzzle lie before us. We have but to put them together.
I will depart at once to convene with the sages of Sharlayan. Together shall we divine the steps by which our goals may be achieved.
I have the utmost faith in you, Archon.
Beg pardon, antecedent, but I would raise one final matter. Even now, a Sharlayan survey party seeketh to ascertain the fate of the students of Baldessian. Their findings shall soon be known to us. though you harbor feelings of dread, I bid you surrender not to sorrow, but abide instead in hopeful prayer.
I shall, Archon. Thank you.
The world of Ascians. The Lord 11 is returned to the Aether, as was Leviathan before him. Oh, I actually gotta click it. Remove's acquiescence was most intriguing. Inferno, Vortex, Crag, Whirl, and Levin all have now been humbled by the Bringer of Light. The limitless potential of man, Heidelin servant, grows mightier by the day. Yet he prospers at great cost to his mistress, whose strength is all too finite. 7 times have the masses survived the rejoining, but their souls are grown weak and wane. Yet even as it enervates, the ardor empowers our master. All that remains is to nurture the strength of the gifted, to forge the final key. And that is the task to which we bend our every effort. La Brea! La Brea! Divine seeds were ever wont to quicken in Eorzea's fertile soil. We need only lead men to the field, and by their eager hands shall a new deity arise. That which was shattered shall be made anew, and the one true God shall come again. Zodiac. The matter Ramu has for the present been put to rest. There is something I would show you, PK Thunder. It's a letter of thanks signed by the leaders of the Eorzean Alliance, acknowledging the Scion's tireless service to the realm. It mentions in particular the names of all the defeated primals: Ifrit, Titan, Garuda, Good King, Mughal, Leviathan, and now Ramu. Needless to say, there is only one among our number who have faced them all. And though these words of gratitude were addressed to our order as a whole, I feel that they were meant for you above all others. I too must offer my heartfelt thanks for all that you have done. In the course of your duties, you have never once failed to answer my call to arms. You are a true hero, PK Thunder, and Eorzea is that much safer for your presence. Oh, shucks. Pray do not misunderstand me. I said safer, not safe. I know only too well that we can ill afford to lower our guard. The Ascians may be relied upon to sow chaos in the realm until such time as they are forced to stop. Why, even without their encouragement, you may be assured that man would foment strife on his own, and that is to say nothing of the beast tribes. Unless we learn to live in harmony, the primals too will return to plague us again and again and again. And yet, despite all of this, your deeds serve to inspire the people, to give them hope for a better tomorrow, and there is no greater gift. That we have the courage to strive for what might otherwise seem an impossible peace, we owe in no small part to the dangers that you have faced on our behalf, and the people you have won over to our cause in so doing. Our list of enemies has ever been long, but think of the allies with whom we are now blessed. Of the Sylphs of Little Solace who wish not of conflict. Of the Alamegans and the Domans who stand with us, determined to halt the dread march of the Empire. And then there's Sid and the Fellowship of Noah, racing to unlock the mysteries of ancient Allag that we might be spared the horror of another Ultima weapon. Of course, when speaking of our greatest allies, we must not forget those closest to us, by which I mean our fellow Scions. Thanks to their many and varied talents, our order is uniquely equipped to combat the far-reaching corruption of the Asians, and combat it we shall. Your enthusiasm is truly heartwarming antecedent. Given our embarrassing wealth of allies, I trust it will not inconvenience you unduly if I absent myself for a time. Alphino, I take it the troubles in Ul'dah no longer require your attention? There are yet some rumblings of discontent, but the air of simmering violence is largely dissipated. Tis to report such to you that tis to report such that I stand before you now. That, and to speak with you concerning the new organization we discussed. I have a message for you from You recall the refugee girl? The one whose parents were missing? They were found unharmed. She wished me to pass on her thanks to you. Why, Alphinaud, am I to understand that you made the effort to remember the poor girl's name? I look forward to reading all about her in your report. I do hope you left nothing out. She's teasing him. Peak of Thunder, you have been away from Revenant Soul for a time now, I believe. I suggest that you put the affairs of the realm to one side for the moment and take this opportunity to reacquaint yourself with the town. Which reminds me, one of the Doman children recently inquired as to your whereabouts. Yozan was his name, I believe. He has some small matter that he wishes to share with you. Why not oblige him with a visit? Yeah, sure, why not? I'll go talk to the kid. Here, kid. Yozan. Look, it's Mr. PK Thunder. He's back from his adventures. We heard you were off fighting primals, and that there's some of the strongest enemies you could ever face. I wish we could have seen you in battle. Anyway, we all want to be heroes too, so we finally formed our own Doman Adventurers Guild to protect all of the Domans. Oh, do you think you could train us today, Mr. PK Thunder? Maybe you could show us how you fought the primals? What's all this commotion then? Mr. Boulder and Mr. Coltonant, did you know that Mr. PK Thunder is back? Hooray Boulder. So it would seem. Welcome, PK Thunder. My companion and I recently became full members of the Scions, and I believe proper introductions have yet to be made. I am known as Hooray Boulder, and this bookish fellow is Coltonant. Though we remain largely unproven as adventurers, we have taken it upon ourselves to instruct the Doman younglings in the arts of combat. I told you, Mr. Boulder, we are not younglings anymore. We are adventurers. And we were just asking Mr. PK Thunder if he would give us some special training. I think we're ready to hunt monsters alongside him, don't you? Well, you've certainly been diligent with your drills, but I'm afraid the fiends of Mordona are still ever so slightly too dangerous for you. I have a counter-proposal. What if I were to cross swords with PK Thunder? A demonstration of skill at arms, if you will. Hori, if I didn't know you better, and I do, I'd say you were merely seeking to test yourself against the legend. Well, mayhaps I am, but what matters the motive when the children stand to learn so much from the lesson? What say you, PK Thunder? Would you consent to spar with me? Sure, why not? Hurrah! We're to have a tournament. Come on, everyone. We must prepare our gear for an outing. Do try not to disappoint them. Have faith, Coulter. The fields to the east of town should prove suitable for our purpose. I very much look forward to our bout. It's time to rock and roll. Mr. Boulder, about to get his butt whooped. we fly. Here. Oh, it's gonna sink me down. It was good of you to agree to this, PK Thunder. I trust you are ready to begin. I was really hoping that I could just beat the hell out of him and call it a day. And instead, that's not the case. It's gonna sink me down. Very well, let us not keep the younglings waiting any longer. Are you certain you wish to fight him alone? That is PK Thunder you face. What a better way to test my mettle. Pray allow me to attempt the first round unaided. After all, 'twas this hero's legend that led me to join the Scions to begin with. Without PK Thunder to inspire my efforts, I would not be half the warrior I am today. Your point is well made, but remember, this is for the children's sake as well as your own. Should it appear the contest will end too swiftly, I shall add my spells to your blade work. Hello, you haven't begun yet, have you? Everybody's like, let's watch. Ida, what? Who are all these people? When I heard about your sparring match, I told everyone I could find. Thought you could use a crowd to cheer you on. Yes, and there are still more to come. I mentioned PK Thunder's name, and the reaction was quite enthusiastic. Why, my own popularity seems to be sickly. My own popularity seems but a sickly shade in comparison. You'd best claim victory, bringer of light. Your begrudging reputation is at stake. Well, our teacher won't be beaten so easily. He's a master swordsman. You can win, Mr. Boulder. We shall soon see. On your guard. Whoop-a-ba-ba. Give myself a regen. Day and night, I have owned my skills. Ping. Ping. Ah, such power. The tails barely do you justice. Mr. Boulder won't lose, will he? It's not over yet. It can't be. Aye, the children have the right of it. It's time I join the fray. On your feet, hooray. I'm gonna go ahead and stand over here. I submit defeat. 'Twas an honor and a privilege. Oh no, he looks hurt. Mr. PK Thunder is so strong, but you can't give up, Mr. Boulder. Can't disappoint the younglings. Ah! To the chopper. Never have I faced such strength, but the lesson must continue. Tis your example I follow. Surrender not to the impeccable foe. And he's dead. I killed him. My bad. You have bested me. I yield. Oh no. That was incredible. He beat them both at the same time. We knew you couldn't lose, PK Thunder. None can defeat the Guardian of Eorzea. Now I see why they send you to deal with the Primals. I have much work to do if I'm ever to attempt the same. Like, are you okay? Impressive as always, PK Thunder. 'Tis ever a pleasure to witness the spectacle of your martial prowess. And judging by the smiles on the many faces, they, too, appreciate the hard-won strength that keeps the perils of the realm at bay. Guardian of Eorzea. Yes, that is a most fitting title. Do you recall when first we met? 'Twas at the memorial service for the Battle of Cartano. At the time, I was yet attending to yet attempting to understand this land of Eorzea. I sought to grasp the reason why grandfather willingly sacrificed himself to protect it. I shall speak plainly. My initial impressions were less than favorable. Dire problems abounded, and yet the effort I saw expanded towards their solution was haphazard and half-hearted. I thought Eorzeans a foolish and childish people. Considering the shambles of their home was in, I would not have been surprised if some had chosen to swear allegiance to Gaius and the order he proposed to enforce. The legate's single-minded military invasion precluded any such switching loyalties, of course. Were it not for a desire to continue grandfather's legacy, I would have abandoned the realm to its fate long ago. The threats were too many, the nations too self-involved and unstable. 'Twas you who convinced me the salvation of Eorzea was possible. 'Twas you who taught me, through countless acts of bravery, that what my grandsire sought to preserve was not the land, nor its history, nor any single nation. It was the people. These wonderful, oft infuriating, stubborn people that suffer blow after terrible blow, only to drag themselves back to their feet and face another day. Though he never put such feelings into words, I believe grandfather's admiration for his inextinguishable courage grew into a fervent wish, a wish to aid Eorzea and its inhabitants in charting a course for the future. A wish that has now become mine own. I too will endeavor to take up the mantle of guardian of Eorzea and champion these people who toil towards a better world. Our cause, however, is not a simple one. The troubles that plague us are of a scale that cannot be solved by the scions of the Seventh Dawn alone. No, what is needed to tackle the root of the primal threat and effectively counter the schemes of the Ascians is a new, expanded organization that operates beyond the limitations of nations and borders. If you would aid me in building such an organization, then pray let us continue this discussion back within the walls of the Rising Stones. To the stones, then. I was about to teleport and I realized it's literally like right around the corner, so in this situation I don't need to, but normally yes. Alright guys, I'm gonna take a quick bio. BR to the bees. Back. Who must we speak with? Oh yes. Alpha now. Thank you for coming, PK Thunder. The world shifts and alters, and we, my friend, must ever be one step ahead of the chaos. What I propose is the formation of a new organization, a group that shall pave the way for the truly united Eorzea. Recruiting the realm. Pray forgive me. If I tread over old ground, but I would first speak of the grand plan. Since the advent of the 7th astral era, the leaders of the three nations have been deliberating over an accord that seeks to bring the disparate forces of Eorzea together into a single entity. A realm-wide grand company, if you will. The military might of such an institution would be drawn from every corner of the land and directed against threats that no single nation could hope to overcome alone. Yet while the purpose of this hypothetical organization is undisputed, the logistics of the formation have become the source of endless debate. And the longer these discussions continue, the more I sense the impetus towards unification drawing away. draining away. Thus have I been campaigning for the creation of what might be considered a trial company. It will be on a much smaller scale than what we hope to eventually achieve, but capable of the same manner of unrestricted operation accorded to the Scions. 'Tis my hope that the successful utilization of such a force will lend momentum to the lagging deliberations. Excuse me. Also, being primarily a military outfit, I mean to assuage fears of its misuse by placing the fledgling organization under the authority of the antecedent. The Scions work tirelessly to protect Eorzea and its people. But, as you yourself have witnessed with the refugee revolt, there are limitations to what even we can achieve. With this new company under the Scion's command, however, we will be capable of responding to a wider range of difficulties without straining our resources or overtaxing your formidable talents. The goals of my proposed organization and those of the Scions are ultimately identical, and point conceded by all concerned. But before I can move forward with establishing this precursor to the true border-spanning Grand Company, 'tis yet necessary that I visit the three leaders and gain their official approval. A tiresome and time-consuming task, which is why I would ask that you accompany me on this journey and attend... What does it say? Accompany the journey and attend the business of recruiting our inaugural members while I am otherwise engaged with bureaucratic formalities. Thank you. 'Tis reassuring indeed to know that the bringer of light and his discerning eye will be selecting our future allies. Our first destination will be Limsa. Let us rendezvous at the Bulwark Hall. Sorry guys, I'm snacking on like a bag of chips, and so I keep muting myself so that you guys don't hear me just going munch, 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 munch. I thought they said the Bulwark Hall. Isn't this the Bulwark Hall? Son of a biscuit eater, I went the wrong way. This is the Drowning Wench, not the Bulwark Hall. It's over yonder. This is the Bulwark Hall. Ah, there you are. I'm ready to ascend to the bridge and speak with Admiral Blessiswing. While the Admiral and I are finalizing promissory boundaries and signing parchments, I will have you begin the recruitment process in earnest. I have, of course, endeavored to spread the word of our organization through various channels, but I believe a personal approach will reach many who may otherwise remain ignorant of the opportunity. As for potential members, it is of no matter should they already be pledged to another institution, only that they are willing to lend their strength when the situation demands it. And you needn't range into the countryside. The upper decks alone are populated with sufficient candidates to suit our purpose. Once you are satisfied with your recruiting efforts, meet me at the airship ticket counter, and we might prepare for the next leg of our journey. We need to go upstairs. Alright, first things first. We must go over yonder. Damn, quite a ways over yonder. Where the hell am I going? Why are you all the hell over here? Well, if it ain't Peaky Thunder, I'd not forget adventurer brave enough or daft enough to seek the shortcut into Titan's bedchamber. You remember O'Rio, don't you? Formerly of the Company Heroes, 3 whistles at Bronze Lake? Hey, I ain't often drag me outside of Limsa for a drink, but I'm right glad I did. How fare you these days? You're looking to put together a new crew. Top tier work? Huh, sounds like a right lark it does. Alrighty, lad, count me in. The heroes may have gone their separate ways, but I ain't ready to climb into my grave just yet. I like how the fog just kind of like rolled in. I gotta run all the way to the backpack over here. A precursor to a united Eorzine company. While I do admire the scope of your ambition, my responsibilities here at Nalakan Vamils keep me close to the forge. I have not the time to be traipsing hither and yon across the realm. Should you require my skills as an armorer, however, I might be willing to accept some special commissions. That makes sense. How are you going to get the guildmaster to come be a part of it? But they're like, hey, you know, do some special work to help you guys out or whatever. That's always good. Gunbreaker, huh? Oh, I was supposed to go over there. Went the wrong way. I thought it was over here. It's over yonder. Didn't want to talk to you, wanted to talk to you. Eh? Who the bloody hell do you think you're talking to, Drylander? I'm a pirate, not some sodden knight in shining plate. If you're looking for a self-righteous fop, try knocking on that dandy Carvalin's door. Alright, now we can use that crystal to get to the other side of the dock. Let's just go straight to the Marauders Guild. Hello? Anybody up in here? Master Alphinaud's new organization, yes? I've heard the formation of the trial company was in the offering. 'Tis with great regret, however, that I must decline your invitation. As commander of the Yellow Jackets, the protection of Limsa must needs receive my full attention. We're 1 for 4, or 1 for 5 so far of people actually joining. Everybody else is like, I can't. An organization with the freedom to operate with territorial impunity. I must say, your proposal intrigues me, but the Krakens will know that there is a time to act and a time to watch, and I'm afraid this trial company of yours falls under the latter category. 1 for 5. Tis unfortunate, laddie. And he wants me to meet him at the airship landing, huh? Peek it on your recruitment went well, I trust. I am curious as to how my proposal was received by the rough and ready folk of Limsa. A member of the legendary company of heroes indicated his interest. Astonishing, I knew enlisting your aid was the right choice. Few could boast the acquaintance of such an elusive character. I, too, was successful in my task. The Admiral consented to sign all the documents requiring her approval. I can only hope that my visit with the Elder Seaseer proceeds as smoothly. Pray continue to Gridania at your own pace. I shall await you at the Novica altar. To Gridania! So much fetch questing. So much fetch questing. Actually, this really isn't a fetch quest, but still, because fetch quest is more like, hey, go get this and bring it back. Alright. My audience with the Elder Seaseer is due to commence momentarily. I would be grateful if you would once again see to your tasks and recruitment here in Gridania. After you deem the well of potential candidates has run dry, let us rendezvous at the airship ticket counter as before. Alright then, let me go to the amphitheater instead of walking. But of course! Oh, I can't hop the fence? I can kill primals, but I can't hop a fence? Oh gods, can it truly be you? By what fickle fortune must the first face I see upon my release be yours? Eh? Could it be that you don't remember me? It is I, Laurentius, the man whose crimes you expose. I was a whaler, a regular patron at Boscarum's. Who? Laurentius, I was selling maps and supplies to the Garleans before you and the red-bellied poachers mopped the forest floor with my erstwhile employers. Here now, just how many criminals have you dealt with that my ignominious tale ignites not the slightest flicker of recognition? The less said of my past, the better, I suppose. And what of you, adventurer? What business brings you to Gridania? Recruiting, eh? And what is your policy on reformed convicts? As matters stand, the Wood Whalers will have not more to do with me. This may just be my second chance I was looking for. Revenant soul, you say? I shall leave at once. You shall not regret this. I promise you, I'm a changed man. A traitor! We've done recruited a traitor to our midst. Go this way. Run up through here right quick. Hopefully find that which I am king for. Ooh, that's pretty top. Ovium wool coat of healing. That's very nice. Doesn't look as splendid on me as it does them, but that's what it looks like without the dye. Actually, doesn't look too bad. Grandfather, you must call it a day. Let us return to the guild and rest ere your tormented back gives up on you for good. I'm terribly sorry. We were just... Oh, PK Thunder, is it? It has been some time since our past cross outside of Copperhill. Why, you were barely more than a novice adventurer then, but look how far you've come. Mother Mion tells me it was you who felled the fearsome Black Wolf. And now you seek stout-hearted souls to fill your ranks of a new order. Well, our cause is undoubtedly just. My old companion here would be much relieved to see me in good hands. Yes, I'll do it. This is the very thing I've spent my entire adventuring career working towards. I shall join you in your company just as soon as I've seen Islager safely home. Right. And I do have a delivery downstairs, guys, so I will be right back. Turned. Now to run again. Which one's closer? This one. You would offer this old man a place in your company of champions. I am both puzzled and honored by your invitation. Pray forgive me, young master, but I cannot accept. I have sworn to abide here for whatever scant years remain to me, and bear responsibility for the evils my lady has wrought upon this land. He is the one that led us into Hakuke Manor. I think the last one's the Lancers Guild, huh? Because not often a guild officer such as myself gets recruited. And this company of yours certainly sounds to have some promise, but its duties appear less than focused. I must refuse your invitation until such a time as your organization is more organized. I mean, fair. What news, PK Thunder? For my part, the elder seeds here was most amenable to our requirements. A former wood whaler and a seasoned adventurer, our company will not lack for variety, that much is certain. An interesting harvest indeed. Shall we strike into Ul'dah whilst the iron is hot? Let us meet at the Royal Promenade and endeavor to conclude our remaining business. Our journey draws to a close. Just a second. So we are currently on the mission recruiting the realm. 1, 2, 3, 4 before we finish part 5. Just see, then you get people like this. Hold on. Walk around nay all the time. The chamber, a rule. I feel like I was just here. Oh, I'm gonna sneeze. Because I am. Excuse me, guys. Ul'dah, the gilded city, where one's fortune defies one's worth. I hope some manner of fortune is with us, and that the final leg proves as successful as the previous two. Might I suggest descending to the lower level before beginning your recruitment efforts? I do not think the Sultana will take kindly to us poaching from her personal guard. Let us meet back here at the promenade when our respective tasks are complete. Good hunting, PK Thunder. Oh, man, that sneeze was rough. Whew. Alright. So we're going here first, so let's go to the Gladiators Guild first. Wilfred! Oh, not Wilfred. Wilred! Wait, you're the man who came to Little Alamigo looking for a masked devil. Who knows what might have happened if you hadn't? I'd probably be dead, and a whole lot more of my friends besides. We were such fools. Any road, that disaster really got me thinking about our homeland and about the outsider who saved us from ourselves. I realized how easily I'd been manipulated and vowed to make myself a more worldly man. So here I am, a new company of champions, and you say it will take me into all corners of the realm. That sounds exactly like the kind of opportunity I need. And don't worry, I'm not the same stripling you met in Little Alamigo. I prepared myself to fight the evil I now know is out there. Cool, there's one. We're making it, guys! Alright, next we're going to the Miners Guild. To the Miners Guild. Where is it? Oh, what a happy coincidence. Do you remember me perchance? I am Ocean of the Church of St. Adama Landama. Thank you again for your timely rescue, and I must also thank you for preventing that fraudulent priest from preying on dry bones less fortunate. A most upsetting business. Are you here with your companion, Thancred, wasn't it? Ah, 'tis new companions you seek then. Your proposed organization sounds a powerful force for good, but my place is with the church and with the children. Nevertheless, I wish you well in its undertaking. Okay. Yeah, we can teleport to the Weaver's Guild, but it's literally right here. So we're just gonna walk. And what of your outfit? That's not bad for a Weaver. Yellow Moon. I'm sorry, you wish to recruit me? Is this some new fashion manner of propositioning a lady? Well, I'm afraid you're wasting your time. This lady is already spoken for. Good day to you, sir. That's funny. Now we're going to Sapphire Avenue Exchange. One behind me. Sailor Twift. That's funny. Not bad. Oh, not a bad little outfit. He's got the Nofika's ring, which gets him to 60. He really shouldn't even have that on anymore. He's above level 30. And then he's got the Menfina's earring, which goes to 80. That's not bad. Ah, you'd be surprised what rumors drift down to Pearl Lane. I know of this glorious new company of yours, and just how far I'd go to avoid getting involved with it. Whispers on the streets say your organization is funded by corrupt coin, by syndicate money. If you think you're recruiting for a just cause, then you're a bigger fool than I took you for. Company that looks to cure the ills of the realm entire. Listen, friend, I can scarce bear the complaints of the next all over, let alone conundrums of the neighboring nation. That's a cute little outfit. Hold on. Hannish wool autumn shirt. That's not bad. Chamber of Rules. I have to speak with Alpha now and again. Oh, Alfie. How fared you, PK Thunder? What hidden gems did the streets of Ul'dah offer up unto your unrelenting gaze? Hardly anything. A single Alamegan youth. Well, you've certainly given us an admirable start, even if our ranks are yet somewhat thin. In these troubled years following the calamity, talk of Eorzea's salvation must seem akin to grasping at clouds. But there are those who have risen to the challenge nonetheless, and the hope that inspires these people was born in no small part from the victories you yourself have won. Thank you, PK Thunder. I will not squander the precious gift you have placed into my keeping. These recruits will become the foundation of a new beginning. And yes, we are free to begin. As you have no doubt surmised, the Sultana also graced my trial company with her blessing. Our first wave of recruitment is over and documents signed, and the finances secure. There is naught to prevent me from taking the next step. Speaking of finances, you are concerned with the syndicate's involvement, as was I. Thus was the origin of every coin of their contribution carefully scrutinized and recorded. The organization will not be built on corruption. Naturally, I would prefer not to rely on outside sources at all, but even my family's substantial coffers could not sustain a venture of this magnitude. And as for the rumors and doubts surrounding this enterprise, well, such things shall plague us until the company has had a chance to prove its worth. It will not be an easy process, but we will earn people's trust one success at a time. Speaking of time, we should waste no more of it. Let us return to the Rising Stones and lay the first stone of a united Eorzea. Pray return to the Rising Stones. The Sultana.
Tell me, General, what think you of Alfino's bold endeavor?
I think it is more than bold, Your Grace. His organization would pave the way for a united Eorzea. Well do I understand his impatience, since facing the common threat of the Ultima weapon, our nations have seemed farther apart, not closer together. Considering the many problems we face, should we not be glad that someone else is taking the initiative?
We have all pledged our cooperation, yet the grumbling continues behind closed doors. Ul'dah is not alone in her duplicity. I myself have doubts as to the good this organization will achieve. With the inclusion of the finest soldiers of the 3 grand companies, it promises to be a fearsome military body. But whom will it serve? even under the watchful gaze of the Scions. It is not unthinkable that such a force could perpetrate a great wrong. Does it not concern you that a significant proportion of its financial backing came from the coffers of the Syndicate? That those unprincipled worms might forge this extraordinary gathering of warriors into a private army?
I have trust in the Scions, Your Grace. They have spared us no end of trouble at the hands of the Primals.
I mean...
If they seek reinforcements, I deem it unwise to deny them.
Becoming
As
a
for
private
their
army
finances,
from the
full many gave generously. And though our nobles proffered a sizable sum, their coin did not spill from the pockets of Lolorito and his cronies. And what of the presence of our stalwart adventurer friend in this endeavor? I doubt the warrior of light would betray our cause.
I mean, yeah, I'm not gonna just go killing people just cause.
Yes, there is that, I suppose.
I mean, I could.
Yet I have known people to change. Whether we will or no, the events of the age hurl us this way and that, like a dust devil skipping across the sands. Cannot be done about Telechi?
I have explored all avenues available to us, Your Grace. But as Ul'Dan law now stands, we lack the evidence to convict him of any crime. To arrest him on spurious grounds would only play into his hands.
He has all but committed treason, and yet we can do nothing? Then what good our government?
Evidence.
What worth the royal house? How deplorable this mockery of justice!
Evidence is required. Oh, look at poor Nyanya Mo.
Have faith, Your Grace. It is not over.
Oh, I thought it was zooming out to like show somebody had watched that whole thing happen or whatever. To the Rising Stones. Well, let's see here. So Scions are building an army, or well, a company. It is not a journey I soon wish to repeat, but I cannot pause to rest. The culmination of all our effort is at hand. I must see to the preparations of the inaugural ceremony. Thank you for allowing me to monopolize your services, Peaky Thunder. I am certain the antecedent will be relieved to see you free for other duties. Heretical harassment. Greetings, PK Thunder. Alphinaud tells me all is in place to begin his trial company. The Scions shall certainly be grateful to have the support of such an organization. The inaugural ceremony is set to take place here at the Rising Stones. Tataru is cooperating with Alphinaud to see that all is in readiness, so I am afraid the recruits themselves have been left to their own devices for the time being. Quite a number of new faces have arrived in Revenant's Toll of late, and I wonder if Slapborn might not find himself overwhelmed. Would you speak with him and see if there's aught he requires? To the sprintage. Dude, that person's just been running in circles. Those are nice gloves, though. What are those gloves? Archfiend gauntlets. I want the Archfiend set so bad. Bridesmaids tights. Galetta heels. Galetta crown. Exarchic coat of healing. Not a bad outfit though. What can I do for you, PK Thunder? I thought you'd have your hands full helping out with this new arm of Scions. Huh, I barely noticed your recruits arrive. It was barely a trickle compared to the flood of treasure hunters we have passed through here every day. Well, I appreciate your offer of aid. 'Tis more your burden that concerns me. I'm told this trial company will answer directly to the antecedent, so I trust that means less work for you on the long run. Slapborn, the shipment! We couldn't... God's woman, what befell? We were bringing the shipment to Revenant's Soul, provisions and earmarked for the frontier effort, but just as we sought to cross over into Mordona, we were set upon by brigands. I believe they may have been heretics. They were many, too many. We only escaped with our lives by abandoning the supplies. Please forgive us. There is not to forgive. Provisions could be replaced, but smart soldiers are hard to find. Take your rest, and I'll have someone along to tend to those wounds. What to do? If heretics are involved, and this is like to become more of a cause for simple thievery, Ishgard will need to be informed. Whence did these supplies originate? House Forton. We collected provisions from Camp Dragonhead proper. Understood. I shall see that they are appraised of this development. PK Thunder, were you not on good terms with the Knights of House Forton? I will be sending them a missive immediately, of course, but I would also have you travel there and offer your considerable talents. Yes, I realize I contradict my earlier hopes to lighten your load, but I need someone who can help bring this incident to a satisfactory conclusion. Our favorable relations with Ishgard are far too important to risk half measures. I got you. Thank you for your understanding. I am certain Lord Horsefont will be glad of your assistance. To the dragon head. Ping. Ping. Here we go. Lord Horsefont. Well, if it isn't my fine friend, PK Thunderthighs. Would you care for a plate of roast caracal? Some old wine? No, I see you have not come into my hall merely to escape the biting cold. I was, in fact, on the verge of opening an urgent missive from Revenant's Toll, and I suspect the timing of your arrival is no coincidence. When the cold sets in.
The incident with the new frontier hands? No, you need not elaborate. I have been following their progress with no small amount of interest. Brave men and women all. They do our nation a great service. The existence of a fortified outpost in Mordona will do much to dissuade the Empire from trespassing on Kurth's soil. Right glad am I that you have chosen to lend your support to this endeavor. Never let it be said that House Forton does not acknowledge the efforts of her allies, or her debts. 'Twas in the spirit of gratitude that I arranged for sundry supplies to be delivered to Revenant's Toll. That the shipment should chance to be waylaid by heretics is poor fortune indeed.
Poor fortune, he says.
Poor fortune, I say, yet not without precedent. If you would know the truth of it, these incorrigible villains grow more organized with each passing day. This new unity of purpose we attribute to their leader, the Lady Iceheart. But though I have devoted significant resources to the task of identifying this woman, we have yet to learn so much as her birth name. What we do know is that the heretics speak of Iceheart in reverent tones, and would gladly embrace death rather than betray her. Such loyalty is rare indeed, and I fear to imagine what so committed a collective might achieve. The brigands have not yet been so brazen as to risk direct confrontation here in Dragonhead. Some few of their number have, however, been sighted not far to the west of here, and with ever-increasing regularity. A visit to Whitebrim Front may bring you the answers you seek. Will you brave the snows, knowing what implacable foes may lie in wait?
Yeah, sure, why not?
Halone's blessings be upon you. Though I take no pride in the admission, many of mine own countrymen are not so well suited as you adventurers to dealing with such foes. Were they dragons, it might be otherwise.
Makes sense. You guys mainly train to fight dragons.
But truly,
you don't really fight.
I could
train
not
to fight other
wish
people.
for a finer ally. You have done much for my house in the past, and I have no doubt but that I shall have cause to celebrate your deeds again ere long. Should you learn aught of value, pray return to me forthwith. A warm hearth and a warmer welcome shall be waiting for you.
Oh, yeah, there. To Whitebrim. So, Iceheart is the leader of these heretics, as they are called. The heretics worship the dragons, whereas Ishgard is the enemy of the dragons. It's not this floor. Okay, just get off this thing. I can't see. Darula, Peak of Thunder, is there aught you would ask of me? Pray speak plainly. I am a man of action and need no honeyed words. On the trail of a band of thieving heretics, you say? By the fury, but you do seem destined to cross paths with those villains. I must confess, then, 'tis a sad truth that the wilds hereabouts have indeed grown thick with their number. They strike swiftly, without warning, and are canny enough to evade our most able trackers. But 'tis not merely their newfound organization that confounds us. The heretics themselves seem somehow changed. I know not what manner of influence this Iceheart wields, but the men we face seem utterly lost in the grip of righteous fervor. 'Tis an unsettling and unnatural zeal. Mayhaps you would care to question one of their recent victims. As fate would have it, your arrival came moments after a traitor was waylaid on the road. A patrol found the unfortunate fellow laying senseless in the snow and carried him to our infirmary. Assuming he has regained the use of his faculties, the merchant might recall some small detail that could aid you in your task. Oh yeah, small detail, huh? Speak with the mistreated merchant. He's not on this floor. Mistreated merchant. Tell you what happened? Well, yes, of course. I am quite recovered enough for that. Anything to help catch those cowardly black arts. I was traveling my usual route to Whitebrim Front when a sudden blow sent me reeling. The next thing I knew, I was on the ground and several heretics were rifling through my cargo. Arms, armor, crystals. They were taking everything. Twas then that one of them noticed my bleary gaze and stalked over to better acquaint my head with his mace. Before darkness claimed me, however, I distinctly heard the words, "Return to Snowcloak." I dare say that is where they are hauling my goods, but you'll not catch me rushing off in pursuit. They tell me 'twas a miracle I survived at all, and I'll not trust my thick skull to save me a second time. Snowcloak, you say? Snowcloak is over yonder, isn't it? Should be right over here somewhere. Yep, right down here. Why, hello, heretics. Goodbye, heretics. They thought they could defeat the PK Thunderthighs. I like how I'm doing a roulette, and every time I do the roulette, it still gives me the freaking claw. Ah, show your weapon, foul. Wait, I recognize you, adventurer. You are come seeking heretics. Then we share a common purpose. We're on patrol when we chanced across one of their raiding parties and pursued them here. By rights, we should have them cornered in this ravine, and yet they are gone, vanished like icy wraiths. He's like, I perchance think I saw something. You glimpsed a woman atop the cliff. Could it be Iceheart herself? Come to sneer at our folly. And to where did she disappear? The heretics must have discovered a passage through the frozen wall. Some hidden tunnel that escaped our notice. We have not the men to risk further investigation. It would be best if we were to return to Whitebourne Front and lay our suspicions before Lord Dorillamont. The only way for a man dressed as lovely as I to travel via umbrella. PK Thunder, it appears I owe you my thanks once again. The surviving knights spared no detail in their report. The men you found out near Snowcloak were some of my finest. That they should be bested so handily, I fear I have woefully underestimated the threat these heretics pose. While I understand you might balk at the notion, I must ask that you put aside your mission and consider the stolen provisions lost to us for now. It would be ill-advised to blunder unprepared into what may very well be the lair of the enemy. Pray return to Dragonhead and inform Lord Horsefront of your discoveries. We will wish to plan contingencies of his own. As for Iceheart and her fanatics, the freezing heights of Snowcloak will not shield them from our justice for long. Oh, what am I doing? I can just freaking teleport there. I'm like running around like a chicken with my head cut off, not knowing full well that I can just jump there, call it a day.
Your return is most timely. Of their own accord, my thoughts had turned to your task and the progress thereof. I confess, my imaginings tended toward the grim and bloody. But you are here now, and I suspect such frivolous wonderings do little justice to the reality of your travails. Tell me, what did you learn of Iceheart?
She's over here in Snowcloak somewhere.
Indeed. And this transpired at Snowcloak? Of all the highlands, that towering wall has borne the worst of the region's brutal shift in climate. So inhospitable has Snowcloak become that we have still to survey the area in its entirety. Could its frozen heights conceal the heretics' hideaway? Mayhap a more robust reconnaissance effort is in order. Putting such considerations aside for the moment, we still know far too little of this Iceheart. That she is capable of commanding such a band of fanatics bespeaks natural authority, and no small measure of charisma. as much as I would like to fathom this mystery with you, the situation has grown beyond my personal purview. I am bound by duty to inform the Temple Knights and request that they bring this matter to its conclusion. Given the glowing reports the new commander has garnered thus far, I am certain that they can be relied upon to take appropriate action. Though Iceheart's true identity yet eludes us, you have provided us with a point from which to begin. Sometimes it takes but a single stone to prompt an avalanche. On the matter of the stolen provisions, I have already made arrangements for a second shipment to be sent to Revenant's Toll. I could not well allow such an honorable venture to be undermined by one miserable setback.
To Revenant's Toll. Goodbye. Who am I looking for? Slapborn. Schlaffy. There he is. Alright, PK Thunder. 'Tis good to see you return to the Toll. How fared you in the frozen wastes of Akerthus? As for Tom is to send a second shipment, I must send thanks to Lord Horsefont for his continued generosity. Yet, even as our town grows in prosperity, I fear it will attract even greater numbers of those who would do us harm, in the name of greed or power. All of us, Alpha new recruits included, must remain vigilant at times such as these. Brave new companions! While you're away in Kurthis, preparations for the inaugural ceremony were all but completed, although Tataru does yet seem somewhat flustered. I've taken enough of your time. Why don't you head to the Rising Stone to see if your frantic receptionist could do with a hand. Wow. That's not bad. What top is that? Mountain linen top of striking. That's very nice. I like it. Tataru! These parchments need to be sorted, and these documents, why are they even here? Oh, I'm sorely tempted to file the lot in my waste paper basket. Ah, PK Thunder, you startled me. You whistle lend me a hand. Splendid! Would you be a dear and hand these uniforms to the new recruits? They're scattered about Revenant's Toll, and I haven't the time to track them all down. The recruits know to don their garb immediately and assemble here in the Rising Stone. You want to report directly back to Alphinaud if you don't wish to miss the ceremony. I wonder if the Scions will ever have matching uniforms. A well-funded organization is a well-dressed organization, I suppose. They're scattered about Mordona, you say? Oh lordy. Is anybody in here? No? No? Okay. Yo Hase! Those who believe this company will see no riches are short-sighted fools. The giving of oneself 'tis an investment in the future. Thus did I sign my name to the cause. Oh, here, put that on. These uniforms were a splendid idea. Once our organization has made a name for itself, there shall be a wealth of plenty in selling replica costumes to the adoring masses. Let's go this way. There's a dude over here somewhere, I guess. Oh, he's up there. Okay. Oh, Laurentis. I thought it best to mimic my fellows here, but I admit I have no idea what we're supposed to be doing. Ah, our new uniforms. I reminded of my induction into the Wood Whalers. Isidore has at last retired from the adventurer's life. Though I shall miss his wisdom and irrepressible spirit, I am excited to forge my own path forward. Ah, yes, the uniform, thank you. Truth be told, the thought of pledging myself to such a lofty organization is somewhat intimidating. Hello there, lad. Looking for me, was he? I suggest giving a whistle, but I'm not sure I'd hear it amongst all the bustle. Oh, proper uniforms and all. This thing will cut off the blood of me head. Not to worry, though. I'm sure it'll be fine after making a few adjustments. One more over here somewhere. Well, Amigo could learn much from Remnant's Toll, that this town can be so alive in the midst of such desolation. I've never worn aught quite so voluminous. I don't know. Well, I'm sure I'll grow accustomed to the extra cloth in time. Where's this one at? Right there. Because Thundertides, gods, I did not expect you to meet you strolling about town. The tales of your primal battles were what inspired me to come to Revenant's Toll. 'Tis an honor to receive this uniform with your hands. I shall wear it with pride. Grab this guy up top first. Ilberd! I don't believe we've met. I am Ilberd, and I will have the honor of leading my fellow recruits as captain. Much did I lose to the calamity, and I look forward to aiding others in rebuilding their lives. The uniforms are a shrewd decision. There is no easier method of creating a common bond among what is, essentially, a band of strangers. Ilberd. This Scarlet Garb makes me a proud member of the Maelstrom and a hardy defender of Limsa Lominsa, yet in truth I stand for the betterment of the realm and thought this new company a fine opportunity to contribute on a grander scale. Oh, now that's a striking shade of blue. Put alongside my Maelstrom uniform, my wardrobe will certainly not lack for color. Now we must go speak with Alphino! What is Alphino? Yes, Speaky Thunder. Tataru mentioned you were handing out the new uniforms. I assume you've now met the rest of the recruits. Some few answered the call to arms I put forth through the established grand companies and such. We are not yet an army, but there is much a small core of elite warriors can achieve. Did I mention I thought of a name for the company? 'Tis my hope that shall be known across the breadth of Eorzea. The moment of truth draws near, Peaky Thunder. Once the last of the recruits have gathered, I shall make the official announcement. And here we go. I think this is voiced, so here we go.
Comrades, your presence here this day signifies the momentous choice that each of you has made. With your strength now pledged to the scions of the Seventh Dawn, you are beholden to no single nation. You stand as the vanguard for a united Eorzea. From this moment forth, I declare you Crystal Braves.
Crystal Braves.
Let us mend this fractured realm and face our enemies as one. Whether it be the Beastmen and their primals, or the conflict in Carteneau, it is plain that the nations of Eorzea cannot solve the problems which plague the realm. Thus does it fall to some few heroic souls to succeed where they have failed.
He just said all the grand companies failed.
Come! Take your place at the Scion's side as guardians of Eorzea, and together we shall fight for the freedom of all! For the freedom of all!
Where's my uniform?
A rousing speech, Alphino. Or should I say, Crystal Brave Commander Leveilleur?
Leveilleur? Crystal Brave Commander?
Please, Antecedent. The title is honorary. I shall not be leading the troops into battle, as it were. We are of the same purpose. Let us join hands and do what must be done to save this land.
The Scions stand ready. I'm eager to see what the Crystal Braves might accomplish. This shall prove an interesting time indeed for the Scions. Yes, I'm listening. So our worst fears are confirmed. The entire Isle. Such power defies comprehension.
Excuse me.
Truly? Kryl is alive? Thank the 12. I see. Pray, inform me if her condition changes. Yes, I shall pass on your words to Urianger.
To Urianger.
My thanks. I shall contact you anon. When I learned of the loss of the Isle of Val, I dared not hope that my friend had survived. Yet, by some miracle, it would seem she has. She's still to regain consciousness, it is true, but better that than death. Putting this happy news to one side, we must now endeavor to make sense of the readings taken by the survey party. It appears the etheric disturbance which accompanied the Isle's destruction is of a magnitude alarmingly close to that of Ultima. Could the Ascians be responsible for this devastation as well? I wonder, have you heard aught from the Mother Crystal since the battle with the Garleans?
No, she sure hasn't spoken.
Then she speaks to neither one of us. Heidel's silence portends naught but ill, I fear. Louisoix, I pray you yet watch over us.
Dun dun. Back out here in the Dragonhead area. In Kurthus. Very good. See that the provisions are prepared for transport. Let us hope that this shipment is spared the fate of the last. The winds are uncommon fierce this day. Inside of the holy sea of Ishgard, it seems. Oh shit. Not just one, but two. Chapter 5 is now completed, guys. You know what that means? Only one part remains to a realm reborn. Part 6. And with that being said, part 6 contains 18 plus 8. It's 26. 26 plus 16 is 42. We got 42 quests left for a realm reborn, guys. 42 quests, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 quests before the next dungeon. So hopefully we can get through that. Don't have a whole lot of time. Got about 2 hours left before I must be off. But we'll do what we can. Beginning part 6, Traitor in the Midst. Try as I might, I cannot shake the creeping sense of dark foreboding, but it avails us not to fret about the unknown. We must concentrate instead on the problems of the present. The primals have been relatively quiet of late, and the beast tribes who summon them are under constant surveillance by the grand companies. You know, 42 quests goes by pretty quick when you skip cutscenes. You know what? You know what, sir? You're not wrong. Surveillance by the grand companies. Should any suspicious activity be afoot, you may be certain that we will hear of it. If you are able, sir, maybe we do these last couple hours of the new stuff. I can split it up, you know. Just saying. And until such time, or not new stuff, but Dawn Trail stuff is what I mean. Until such a time as a permanent solution to the primal problem has been found, we can do little but wait and observe. As for the Asians, Urianger is wholly dedicated to finding a means by which we may defeat the dark beings. Let us pray for the good tidings on that front. What up? I was eating. I said, if you're able to, we can, instead of the last 2 hours of me doing Realm Reborn stuff, we can start Dawn Trail. We can hit up Lala Felonies and get it going. But all of this you knew already. Let us speak then of more current matters, in particular, the state of the Crystal Braves. Alphinaud did well to found the organization, but ensuring its smooth operation is another matter entirely. Though I doubt not that he is doing his best, I felt that a helping hand or two would not go astray. To this end, I offered to send one of the Archons to assist him, but he declined. You know how he can be, independent to a fault, and singularly loath to accept help. Save, of course, when the help comes from you. Alphinaud has entrusted countless matters of import to your care in the past, and I believe he would not hesitate to do so again were you to offer. I should be most grateful if you would go to him, and support him in whatever manner you are able. I know. Dawn Trail on the alts after so much Dawn Trail on the mains. You're not wrong, sir. I need to take a quick bio real quick, guys. But when I return, depending on what you know how to make me shudder. Oh, that's my job, good sir. That's my job. But when I return, provided the good sir is up to it, we will start off with Dawn Trail. If he is otherwise indisposed, we will continue with Realm Reborn. So BR to the B's, everybody.